Bonjour everybody, this is Mademoiselle Il, just giving you an update on the latest meeting that we had concerning the spring break trip in 2014 to Martinique. If you unfortunately couldn't be with us this evening, I am here to kind of give you a little bit of information. Some things have changed, most of it has stayed the same. So if you are one of my students, hopefully you were paying attention in class about the stuff that we talked about, because most of it is the same, and so you can let your parents or guardians know kind of what's going on. So what you should be seeing on your screens again is my website, and that would be mademoiselleil.weebly.com, and you would just click on the travel, which would be in the upper right hand area, so you can kind of see. Let me scroll up here. You can see this is I've clicked on travel. This is the information about our trip to France, which will be coming up this summer. Of course, it's too late to go on that trip, but of course if we scroll down we can get to the Martinique trip, and of course this is a Flathead High School trip, and Madame Patty Hodges will be going. Most likely Mademoiselle Yule, myself, will be going, and then also Kara Allen, who is also the French teacher, the other French teacher at Flathead. She will be going as well, most likely. So you will have 3 French teachers along on the trip. So just again to give you a little bit of information that was shared at the meeting, you can see of course that it is the Caribbean island of Martinique during spring break. Looks like spring break next year we would be departing on March 27th, and again this itinerary is very subject to change, but we would be leaving of course a day early. The students would be school sponsored, and it's possible because of some flight issues, the one that normally does flights from Florida to Martinique has stopped their normal route. Of course, there are tons of other ones that do go to Martinique. However, it's going to be a little bit more difficult and unfortunately a little bit more pricier for us to be able to get there. So it looks like we might have to fly from Kalispell to somewhere in Florida, possibly stay there for an evening, and then catch our next flight in the morning. It really kind of depends on pricing and scheduling as well for the trip. So we would then arrive in Fort-de-France. We would meet our host families, and then you would be staying with your host families for over the weekend. Then, of course, we would be meeting with our group. We would see the volcanic ruins of Saint-Pierre, Montpellier. We'd go on a rainforest hike, and of course rappelling. And this has all been talked about in class with the students. So again, if you have any questions, you can speak with them. But other than that, that's the details we know right now. Then after that, they will be going back to their home families, or excuse me, their homestays, their host families, and they will be going to school, which for one day, which will be very interesting to go see a school in Martinique. And then they will we'll go on another group excursion together. We'll go to La Savane des Esclaves, which is where they kept the slaves on that island, and then go sea kayaking. You'll go back to your host families, you'll go to school with your siblings, and then it looks Saturday right now, April 5th, we would be heading back to the States. We might have to stay again overnight in Miami or somewhere in the United States before we head back, and we would be arriving on Sunday. Now again, that's all going to possibly change, but that's right now the schedule that we talked about during our meeting. The important thing that you need to know that has changed since last time I spoke with the students, and what has changed on this website, is that the prices, unfortunately, because of that flight issue, has changed. So we are no longer going to, the pricing was originally around $2,300 to $2,500. Because we might have to stay an extra day, extra flights, it would now be about $2,865 to $2,965. And again, that's worst case scenario. The more students that we have, the lower that price will go, and also if hopefully another airline company picks up that flight pattern, it's possible that that will go down cheaper as well. The good news is that because the meeting was today, they have pushed back, you can see right here, they've pushed back the date to April 12th for early bird, which originally that was the 1st, and now they've pushed it back to the 12th. So if you definitely are on board, you're ready to go to Martinique with us, you do need to turn in a completed application, which Mademoiselle Il will have tomorrow in class, or I will get put on here once Mrs. Hodges sends it to me tomorrow morning. And you do need to have the $400 deposit, and that can be done check, money order, or cashier's check, and that's written out to language and French. But again, all that information is on the sheets that I will have available for the students tomorrow in class, and that will give you $150 off the early bird price. Also, if you turn on all the information, the application and the $400 deposit, again by June 1st, they've kept that date the same. That will give you $100 off of the final price, which again, every little bit counts. We did talk briefly about fundraising, just that there already will be 3 different things they can do this spring to even begin fundraising that is put on by Flathead High School. One is going to be pastry sales, another is going to be tickets to a French dinner over at Rising Sun Bistro, and then we're hoping to do some ice cream sales with Sweet Peaks, trying to keep it local, and of course trying to get some more money for your students for them to be able to go. You can take a look at the handout I have right now that, again, the prices and the dates are not correct. Excuse me, the dates are correct, but the pricing is not, because it will explain what the price includes. We did discuss in the meeting about it's a lot less money that you will have to spend outside of the trip. Students who are going to France this year are looking at $4,000 for the trip, and then an extra $1,000 for food and other shopping excursions here. You don't have really any days where your food is not paid for. You would, of course, need to pay for your passport, any extra baggage fees, and some small spending money for maybe a snack here or there, or any shopping that you would plan to do. Other than that, we are looking at in November would be the last day to sign up. They haven't given us that exact day yet, but that would be for a spring trip in November is definitely about the last time that you can sign up. If you are interested in it, you need to see me, and I have the application, and I also have the up-to-date information on going to Martinique with Flathead. So you as a student or you as a parent would need to either email me or have a student get in contact with me, and I can send that home as well. Otherwise, you just need to get in those applications and start fundraising and start working those jobs and get everything ready to go. Also, I suggest turning in your information for your passport as soon as possible, because we don't want to run into any snags where you're turning it in too close to the deadline and then we're trying to worry about them getting it back in time and you possibly not being able to go with us. So otherwise, there isn't any new information that we learned in the meeting other than the price changing. Hopefully we're hoping that will go back down as more people sign up. If you need to contact me, of course, I'm at school. My website, my email address is on the Glacier High School website. Otherwise, you can always contact Mrs. Hodges, and she is at Hodges, so Hodges, P for Patty, at sd5.k12.mt.us, just like mine. And she will be happy to answer any of the questions that you have. And if either of us can't answer them, we will contact Language and Friendship, and they will also help us with any questions that you might have. Otherwise, we're all looking forward to all the French teachers in the entire the school district of Kalispell are excited, ready to go, and we can't wait to have your child with us. So again, just contact me if you have any questions. Otherwise, that's the update on the meeting. Thanks, guys.